1 year ago, Cyclone Alfred ravaged the Gold Coast. We were out of power for several days, and approximately 80% of the city was impacted. And standing there in the dark, watching everything stop, we made a decision. Enough was enough. No more blackouts, no more just hoping the grid would hold up, no more watching power prices keep climbing while living in one of the best places in Australia for solar. We want the house set up properly. More control, more resilience, lower reliance on the grid, and the ability to actually use the sun we get here every single day. This is why we bought the Anker SOLIX X1. And guys, as you can see it here behind me at the moment, and as you can see currently, it's powering up the whole house. And once I made that decision, I didn't want to do this halfway. Hi everyone, I'm Andy from Mr. Yoo-Hoo, and today I'm taking you through the full project. Not just the battery, not just the install, but why we did it, what we installed, how it all works, why we put the system outside, the solar side, the app, the monitoring, the backup side, and why I went for the bigger setup. Because this wasn't about putting a little battery on the wall and calling it a day. This was about properly upgrading the house. You see, living here on the Gold Coast, we get a huge amount of sun. And for a long time, I kept thinking, why am I not using this properly? Why am I still paying bigger and bigger bills and worrying about outages and bad weather when the house is sitting here in one of the best places in Australia for solar? And the other thing is, the way we use power at home is only going one way. We want to run more air conditioning through the house. We want the home to feel resilient. And in the future, we also want to be able to charge electric cars here as well. So for me, this stopped being, should I get a battery? It became about future-proofing the house properly. Now, before we get into the X1 itself, one thing I'll say is we've already reviewed the Anker SOLIX C1000 Gen 2 on the channel. And that gave me a good feeling for what Anker is doing in energy. The C1000 Gen 2 was a portable grab-and-go side of the ecosystem. Beach, camping, RV, storms, home backup in a smaller form. Guys, this is a hardwired whole home version of that idea. Same broad Anker SOLIX world, now just built into the house. Now, as you can see, look at how beautiful that looks to start with as well. Flush against the walls, it actually adds to the aesthetic of the house as well, which I love. Now, the system we installed here is serious. On the battery side, we're going with the Anker SOLIX X1 30 kilowatt hour setup, which is made up of 6 5 kilowatt battery modules stacked together. And with the PowerHouse Dock Pro, which you can see just there, serving as a whole home backup power solution. On the solar side, we paired that with a full 13.2 kilowatt solar system. And specifically, that's 30 by 440 watt panels paired with 2 by 5 kilowatt inverters. So this really is a serious full home setup, not just a battery add-on. On paper, the system is estimated to generate around 18,572 kilowatt hours a year. We quoted estimated annual savings, guys, of around $3,000, and the quoted system efficiency is around 77%. Now, we're going to be testing out the real-world performance here today as well to show you how it works. And the reason I wanted the bigger setup and the whole home backup is simple. I don't just want to cover what we need right now. I wanted this house ready for more air conditioning, more independence from the grid, and eventually the ability to charge electric cars here as well. And this is important. This isn't just about covering basic usage. Modern homes are running higher loads. Air conditioning across the house, more devices, bigger day-to-day demand, and eventually EV charging. So going with a proper 30 kilowatt system was an overkill. It's about building something that can actually handle that properly. With the PowerHouse Dock Pro system as well, it serves as a whole home backup solution. And we're testing out shortly, guys, to show you when we switch off the mains, how this actually takes over. It's actually really brilliant. One of the first things I really liked about the Anker SOLIX X1, as I said, it doesn't feel like an ugly industrial compromise. A lot of home battery systems, if we're being honest, look like something you'd want to hide around the side of the house and never show anyone. The X1 doesn't feel like that. It's slim, modular, looks clean, and once it's installed, it actually looks like it belongs with a modern home. The X1 is only 15 centimeters deep. It's a huge deal in real life. If you've got a narrow side passage, a tighter garage, or you just don't want some giant battery box sticking out from the wall, that matters straight away. And as you guys can see, it really is beautiful. Let's talk about the install itself, because that's a big part of the story. As you can see here, this is the Anker SOLIX X1 installed outside the house. One of the reasons we've gone with an outside installation is because the system is IP66 rating combined with a C5M anti-corrosion protection. It's exactly what you want in a coastal environment like this. Heat, humidity, salt in the air, this is built for those conditions and not just ideal installs. So for me, putting it outside made a lot of sense. It gives easy access, it works layout of the house, and it keeps the whole setup practical. Add in a 10-year warranty as well, and that gives you confidence when you're putting something this important on your home. And as you can see, we also back out onto the water here as well. So salt corrosion is very important being in the Gold Coast. Another thing I like here is a modular design. Instead of one huge battery box, the Anker SOLIX X1 is built in stackable 5 kilowatt modules. In our case, we're going with all 6 modules for the 30 kilowatt hours. But the point of that, guys, is not just the size for the sake of it. It's flexibility. The X1 platform scales from smaller starting points all the way up to much larger systems. And that modular design is a big part of the story. It means the system can fit different homes and different use cases. And in our case, I wanted something that felt like a proper foundation for the future. On top of that, it fits really well with the new subsidy structure. The common 15-30 kilowatt installation range, which is exactly where a lot of households sit, the X1 basically lands in the most efficient zone. That means the system aligns almost perfectly with the subsidy requirements. So you're not oversizing or underclaiming anything. It's just a clean match where you get the full policy benefit while still keeping the system scalable and future-proof. And of course, this is paired with a full solar installation as well. So it isn't just a battery on the side of the house, this is a full energy system working together. Solar on the roof, producing power, charging the battery, and then the battery helping power the home when you need it. On the solar side, we've got a 13.2 kilowatt system. So this really is a proper world-war test of what happens when you combine a serious battery system with a serious solar setup in an Australian home. It's a full energy project, not just one product. Okay, I've come inside the house now because I want to talk about backup. And backup is one of the biggest reasons people look at this system like this in the first place. And guys, this is where the PowerHouse Dock Pro side becomes important too, because that's what helps deliver the proper whole home backup story and makes your setup feel like a serious home energy system rather than just a battery in the wall. See, one of the key things here is a whole home backup power solution, along with built-in metering that helps make installation cleaner and more streamlined, especially on a bigger system like this. And importantly, if you've got solar in the mix, the PowerHouse Dock Pro side is designed so third-party solar can keep charging the battery during outages, which is exactly the kind of thing you want in really bad weather. No one be realistic here. I'm not going to sit here and pretend every single thing in the house magically runs forever if the grid drops. But what I can do is show you how the system reacts, how quickly it kicks in, and why having something like this changes how you feel about bad weather and outages. So let's do that now. We've got to turn off the mains power and see how the system reacts. Okay, so we're about to go and test switching off the main power to see if the Anker SOLIX actually takes over with the backup. So here is the main switch just here. So we flick that, as you can see down there. It's a proper real test, off. We come across here and let's have a look. So it should switch across straight away. So you go, it's gone off grid on there. It's a solar 20.5 on home, but it's actually switched off to off grid on both of these at the same time because they actually read together. So we are now using the battery. The whole home's off. And we can see that it's still consuming the power there. So let's go for a walk inside and actually see if all the power's still on. Remembering that the main switch, as we saw, is switched off. So let's go and have a look inside. So here we are walking inside to have a look. Now we've got the battery power on with the solar, and look at that, all the lights are on. So switched across seamlessly. So if the power goes out, it's a storm, the power goes on. As you can see, all the lights are on. It's working very, very well. So that's how easy it is to switch across the solar battery while using it. Just a flick of a switch and it goes across and you wouldn't even know, which is fantastic. So there you go, guys. Being at home, the system just kept on running. As you can see, the lights are on and I can enjoy my beautiful views here at the Gold Coast. And for me, that's one of the most important parts of the whole video because you can actually talk about backup all day, but actually seeing it react when the mains power goes off is what makes it real. And that matters because this isn't just about keeping one little lamp on. It's about building a system. It can support a more serious modern home setup and react properly when the grid goes down. So guys, before I go any further, I've actually got Sachin here from Anker. We had a bit of a chat about the system, how it works, who it's designed for, and why people should look at getting it. So it's great to have his technical ability on it. So let's go and jump across now and have a look, and then we'll come back across to you. Okay, great. We've got Sach here from Anker, and Sach come out today to talk a bit more about the Anker SOLIX X1 and why it's ideal. So Sach, thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
So I guess to start with, why do you think people should get the Anker SOLIX X1?
I think with Anker, obviously there's so many different brands out there at the moment when it comes to battery.
Yeah.
And Anker as a company, they've been around since 2011. They've been in the industry for long enough. Entered in Australia in 2019. And we got this Anker SOLIX X1 residential product. Why should consumers should go for this one? Because first, it's a premium looking battery as well. And then it's stackable, it's modular. Especially with this, what you have here, you've got 2 inverters installed in parallel, 30 kilowatt hour storage with the Anker SOLIX full home backup as well. If a customer starts with like a 10 kilowatt hour, it's easy to expand afterwards as well. In your case, you've gone with 30, but you could actually go on with parallel installation with 2 inverters, you can go on for 60 as well. So later on, if you're thinking of expanding your storage, you can. And in regards to technology as well, every single battery module works separately as well. So if one of them fails, that doesn't mean the whole system will stop working. With Anker, it's only 15 centimeter off the wall. So built for every single Australian home, especially with the garages as well. It doesn't take that much space. And if you live, in your case, like you live right next to the coast or the beach or the coastline, with Anker, is C5M rated. So what that means is a marine rating, anti-corrosion rating. That's by far the best standard that you can get in the industry when it comes to anti-corrosion. So these batteries do not get corroded. If you're looking for a premium product, that's where we fit in.
Yes.
Really well. Very well priced as well for a premium brand, and it's pretty affordable for the end consumer as well.
Okay, so come around the front, Sach, where we've actually put the solar panels up on the roof. And as you see, we can't see them just there, which is nice. So it's a very, very nicely installed system. But just a bit more about the rebates, because they're obviously ending at the end of the month.
Yeah.
How's that impacting Anker and I guess, homeowners generally? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the rebates will change. They obviously will not end. With Anker, because every single stackable in this modular solution, every single module is a 5 kilowatt hour. So even the rebates will change. I don't think it impacts Anker that much. Actually makes it easier for us as well. With one inverter, because you can go up to 30 kilowatt hour, but in one stack, people don't really need more than 20 units at night. And that's where our battery module or Anker SOLIX fits in really well. You can get one stack, 20 kilowatt hour, 15 kilowatt hour,
do it.
All job done. And I think, fits in perfectly with the rebates as well.
Lovely. Excellent. So thanks for coming out today. Really nice to meet you. And the solar battery is fantastic. I mean, the Anker SOLIX X1 looks beautiful, works brilliantly, and very excited to have it here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So you guys, how was that? Now the installers also really enjoyed installing the system as well. They said it was very easy to install, and the system is great because it's very flexible for different homes, and it really is a premium product. So thank you for Anker, and thank you for the installers for helping with that. Now, one of the biggest reasons I wanted this was simple: control. Over the last year, with rising prices and rough weather, I wanted the house to be set up better. I don't want to keep sitting there every time the weather turned bad, thinking about outages, bills, and whether I should have done something sooner. So for me, this setup is about having a smarter house, a more resilient house, and a house that actually makes proper use of all the sun we get. And also, guys, actually saving money. Not having to pay for power is absolutely fantastic. And that's really a big thing that makes this project feel different. It's not just about the battery on its own. It's about the whole system lets the house do. It means the house is set up better for the way we actually live and the way we want to live in the future. More cooling, more electric use, more independence, and eventually EV charging as well. That's why I went for a bigger system. I wanted something that I felt proper foundation, not something I'd outgrow in 6 months. And let's get into the app, because it's a big part of what makes a modern system like this actually usable. You don't just install a battery, then guess what it's doing. You want to see what the solar is producing, how much charge the battery has, what it's using, and how much energy is moving through the system. And the app lets you do that. The great thing with the app now is we've been using it for a number of weeks, so we can see how it performs over time. So to start with, let's go and have a look at the statistics. So this gives you per hour today the usages generated through the home. And what it does, you can do this hourly, daily as well. It gives you discharging capacity of the actual solar system itself, and also the net power consumption of the home. But what it allows you to do is really track how much power you're using, how much is being consumed, and how much it's generating each day. So you can start to plan exactly what you're doing. See on there, 526 kilowatts per hour over the last few weeks is excellent. And it gives you all the numbers you can break down as well, including home usage. Now here are the batteries as well. So you can go in and actually look at each battery, how it's performing, if it's got enough capacity in it. Now this gives you data analysis as well. So you can look at it, different trends. So you can look at, as again, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly. What I love here is when you zoom out a bit and actually go monthly, it starts to really show you what you've done. So it gives you the battery power supply, how much has been done through total generation. And you can look at how much of the power you've actually used yourself, how much you've actually sold back into the network if you've got the ability to do that. And you can start to plan how much power you're going to use over time. So it's very, very handy to show you exactly what's going on at any one time. You can monitor not only the Anker SOLIX X1, but also link and monitor other Anker power devices, such as the Anker SOLIX C1000 Gen 2, which I demonstrated previously, and you can see here. If we go back into the menu too, you can also look at how much power is there for home as well, how much is reserved for outages too. Also, if you can charge the grid as well, if you wish to do that, so it can charge back. And here we kind of go into the CO2 savings as well. So if you're earning by selling back, you can do that here. You can see over here, 524 kilos saved in May in CO2 from the air. That is incredible. And it tells you how much. We only use 2% from the grid. So the home is completely on solar at the moment. So basically there's no power bills coming through from this. It's excellent. And you can break down each of these numbers as well through the app as well. It gives you all that information. Now visually, I'm really happy with how the finished setup looks. The battery stack outside the house looks neat. The solar looks great on the roof. And the whole system feels like it belongs here. That matters to me. It's my actual house, not some demo property. And I didn't want something that worked well on paper, but felt awkward in real life. I wanted something that performed, looked good, and felt like a proper home upgrade. And I think Anker SOLIX X1 does that really well. Now, the other big part of that is the backup and resilience. That was part of the reason why I want a system like this in the first place. After the kind of weather I've had over the last year, that peace of mind matters. Changes how you feel when storms start rolling in. You're not just hoping the power behaves itself, you feel much better prepared. That's one of the first things I wanted from this whole setup, which I got. So who do I think something like this is actually for? If you live in Australia, especially somewhere with strong sun, you've been feeling the pressure of rising energy prices, worrying about outages and bad weather, and wanting more control over your home, then a setup like this makes a lot of sense. Guys, not everyone needs a 30 kilowatt battery system and a 12.3 kilowatt solar install, obviously. But if you're ready to stop treating energy as something that happens to you and start treating something your home can actively manage, then this system becomes very compelling. And for me personally, this is what it's been, a proper shift. Over last year, rising prices, storms, cyclones, all that pushed me to finally do something about the way this house uses power. And now, with the Anker SOLIX X1 and a full solar setup here on the Gold Coast, it generally feels like this house is better set up for the way we live now and way we want to live in the future. It's not just a battery on the wall, it's a smarter setup for the way we actually want to live here on the Gold Coast. More air conditioning, more resilience, and in the future, EV charging as well. And the funny thing is, my friends have already started asking me, when can they get one too? Because once people see it here and see how clean it looks, how slim it is, and what it actually does, they get it straight away. It doesn't feel like some weird industrial add-on. It feels like a proper modern home upgrade. And guys, to be honest, this has changed my life. So yes, the project's been exciting, but more than that, it's felt important. Because it's not just about installing a battery, it's about properly upgrading the house. If you want to check out the Anker SOLIX X1, get a free quote or find a local installer, I'll have links below and also links to the official SOLIX website and the right link at the top of the description. So excited to have this here today and make sure you get it. Thanks for watching. It's Andy from Mr. You here on the Gold Coast and I'll see you in the next one.